global citizen. I am a global citizen, a child, dust of the earth. She is my inheritance, the place where I was birthed. I arrived so full of love and potentiality. I grew but never knew the extent of her reality. My home is marred and scarred with anger and hostility. There appears to be no possibility for much desired tranquility. Politicians run the roost. Corporations boost their campaigns to loot. A bottomless pit of greed, the need for power and authority. The rich minority subjugates the majority into poverty as their gain supersedes the pain which they explain is divine intervention, a condescension to spiritual laws which would never perpetuate wars. Shut the door and speak no more of war. The cross means I'm a positively charged symbol of hope and liberation from controlled suffocation by nations who consider war the door to emancipation, lies and deceit to keep the elite pockets lined. In refined clothes they pose as beacons of charity, disparagingly throwing their crumbs to the dumb ones. The capitalistic system of inequity ensnares the ego's inability to snap out of the rigidity of a system that serves a few, chew and spit out the rest and convince them it's a test because they are not the best, so they strive and connive to survive. Tell us it's a test from above to earn God's love? Mind control to siphon a soul. Capitalists harness high profits from the masses who are cashless and defenseless to a system where you pay more for less and less for more, making it impossible for the poor to store for a rainy day. Dismay and concern turn my thinking upon this stinking thinking. The black rock of systems be are barking up the wrong tree, because I am the ox that cannot be foxed. God is the rock of my liberation, a call, a shout to bring together nations. Gaslight to blind my sight by calling my attention to everything that's wrong with me so I can't see the atrocity of your manipulation. A sensation to see breaking news with contradicting views, to confuse and abuse collective understanding of how to coexist without using a fist and force, changing the course of our history. The media have played a major role, damaging souls with facts that are opinions and perceptions that are deflections of their own intentions to see as they would have you be. Divide and conquer, then we will be stronger. Independence, a life sentence of doing everything alone. Don't moan when nobody's there. We weren't taught to share and care. Isolated and fragmented, cemented in our resolve to devolve, weaken collective shields as AI yields its superiority and we stand by helplessly, mouths shut endlessly. Rejection is a reflection of the infection that lines a mother's uterus. You're useless, you see, when a mother chooses not to be there for her children as she embarks as a pilgrim along her path away from you to pursue her heart's desires, which requires her to make a choice as she uses her voice to lovingly wish you farewell. Little eyes swell with tears, the fears in your head. She made her bed on a blanket of roses and poses, a task to mask, try to forget the debt outstanding for abandoning her seed, a deed that bleeds into future generations and nations. Another mother must try not to smother her child with a belief that causes grief. What you give is what you get. I bet you never thought of that fact. Please, retract the prejudice and pride and abide by universal laws that guide. Control stole our ability to see the wood from the tree. Can't you see that a mother holds the key to doing what's right? She doesn't have to fight to hold the light. Mercy or severity, opposite branches on the tree of me, a key to our longevity. God's chosen the Jews, share different views that are infused with wisdom from above, a call to serve and love. Desecrated for years, fears so strong to prove they are wrong and don't belong, the gist of the song. They walked the walk, they talked the talk, they hold the key to set you free from being bound in the mind by just being kind. Kabbalah is a book. If you care to take a look, you will be shook by the simple instruction to function every day, gay and free, just like a tree. 10 branches, each one a step, an in-depth x-ray of internal affairs that ensnares our vision from making the decision to initiate, configurate, adapt and design a template of glory to tell a different story to children who don't exist, yet their name is on a list, and I insist we welcome them lovingly to the earth when they are birthed. The trumpet will sound loud in the cloud and echo from Mount Zion with the roar of a lion. Pave the way, begin today. With introspection, your reflection will emerge so you can purge and prepare if you dare. School is just a tool for children to learn to earn. But what we find there is the snare of broken dreams and screens of illusion that cause confusion and illusion of this reality meant to be a world of possibility. No work, no pay, no place to stay. What was my education about, I shout? I cannot take care of myself with no wealth. Must children prepare for jobs that are not there? Do schools prepare them for a life of strife? Others finish school and join the work pool. Reality sets in, then you begin to understand that life is bland. The aggression, a succession of dog-eats-dog rules, and pulls and tears you apart if you don't dart out of the way of the ambitious who are superstitious of your intention. And tension pulls you down as you begin to drown in anxiety and depression, a lesson they didn't teach at school. Was I a fool to think that my education was a valuable vocation in a location where they didn't prepare for me adequately? Our children now know what not to sow. Perplexed and vexed, they drown in their sorrow, searching for signs of a better tomorrow. Channel your courage onto the world's stage and gauge human acceptance towards repentance. Cut the low vibe chords with swords that cut deep into the root. Clear out the suit and start again to gain God's favor and labor with meaning, gleaning towards the shores of redemption and perfection in the mind, where we find the Armageddon rages and sages will balance you if you pursue a new you. Veiled, jailed, and doing time, waiting for the clock to chime. Then my soul will be no more on the earth plane, my essence a stain on those who remain. What will they gain from the pain of my demise? The earth cries when a son or daughter devoid of water leaves the earth and returns to dust, unfinished in their task, to bask in God's glory. To shout out the story of love, the walk home to my heart, where it starts. I am a microcosm of the macrocosm, a sphere in the light. My plight is to delight in my human experience, to evolve my soul, which is the goal. Humanitarians pave the way today for tomorrow, to avoid the sorrow, the past. It can't last. The pendulum swing dictates the states we face today, and I say too much of anything brings karma. Can we follow our dharma for a calmer race at a moderate pace, and make the decision to eliminate division? Choices today determine tomorrow. We should follow the example of Christ the light for a bright and better earth we can all birth.